If you drive in the United States, especially if you are a senior or older driver, this is something you should listen to carefully. Across the country, departments of motor vehicles, also known as DMVs, are making changes to certain driving rules. These changes are not happening all at once, and they are not exactly the same in every state. But there are three driving rules that are changing across many parts of the United States, and many drivers have not heard about them yet. Some of these rules may already apply where you live, others may be coming soon. That's why this information is important. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not legal advice. Driving rules can vary by state, so it's always best to check with your local DMV for exact details. Today, everything will be explained slowly and clearly, using very simple language. Let's begin by talking about why DMV rules are changing. DMVs across the country are dealing with more drivers than ever before. There are more cars on the road, more traffic, and more older drivers continuing to drive longer than in the past. At the same time, roads are becoming more complex. There are more signs, more lanes, more technology. Because of this, many states are reviewing their driving rules to make sure they still work for everyone. This does not mean seniors are being targeted. It means DMVs want to make sure drivers of all ages understand the rules clearly and can drive safely. Now let's talk about the first driving rule that is changing in many states. One of the biggest changes involves driver's license renewals. In the past, renewing a driver's license was often very simple. You filled out a form, you paid a fee, and your license was renewed. In many states, you could renew online or by mail for years without ever going to the DMV. Now, this is slowly changing. More states are requiring some drivers to renew their license in person, especially as drivers get older. This does not mean you automatically lose your license. It simply means the DMV may want to see you in person. When you renew in person, the DMV can update your photo, check your vision, confirm your identity, make sure records are correct. Some states are also shortening the time between renewals after a certain age. For example, instead of renewing every 8 years, some drivers may need to renew every 4 years or even sooner. The exact age and rules depend on the state. Some states begin these changes around age 65. Others start later, such as age 70 or older. Many seniors are surprised when they receive a renewal notice that says they must come in person instead of renewing online. That's why this change deserves attention. If you receive a DMV renewal letter, it's very important to read it carefully. Do not assume the process is the same as last time. Now let's make something very clear. Being asked to renew in person does not mean you failed. Your license is being taken away. You are no longer allowed to drive. For most people, simply a routine check. Most seniors pass these renewals, any problems at all. The key is knowing ahead of time so there are no surprises. Now let's move to another important change. This next one involves vision and medical reviews. Many states already require a vision test when you renew your license. But now, some states are expanding how vision and medical information is reviewed. This can include more frequent vision checks, updated full forms, requests for information from a doctor. This does not apply to every driver. It usually happens if a medical condition is reported, a doctor submits information, a concern comes up during renewal, an accident to a review. Some seniors worry this means they will automatically lose their license. It is not true. In most cases, the DMV is simply checking to make sure a driver can see clearly and operate a vehicle safely. Sometimes the result is a restriction, such as daytime driving only, wearing glasses while driving, shorter renewal periods. These restrictions are meant to help people keep driving safely, not stop them from driving. The most important thing is to respond to DMV requests on time. If the DMV asks for information and you ignore it, that can cause problems later. Now let's pause for a moment. So far, talked about changes to license renewals, more in-person renewals, vision and medical review updates. In the next part, we'll talk about traffic rules and enforcement changes that many drivers are noticing only after they get a warning or ticket. These next changes a lot of people. Take a moment to think about what we've covered so far. DMV changes usually happen slowly and quietly. They don't always make the news, but they can affect everyday drivers, especially seniors. Another change many drivers are noticing has to do with how traffic rules are enforced. In many states, the rules themselves have not changed much. What has changed is how closely those rules are being watched. This is why some drivers feel surprised when they receive a warning or a ticket, even though they feel they were driving the same way they always have. One of the biggest areas of change involves distracted driving. Most people think distracted driving only means while driving. But in many states, distracted driving rules now include more than that. This can include holding a phone, looking down at a screen, adjusting apps, or interacting with devices while the vehicle is moving. Some states allow hands-free use. Other states are stricter. Because the rules vary, many drivers are confused what is allowed and what is not. At the same time, enforcement has become stricter in many areas. This means actions that were once ignored may now result in a warning or a ticket. This does not mean drivers are being singled out. It means states are trying to reduce accidents caused by distractions. Another area where drivers are noticing changes is right-of-way rules. Right-of-way rules decide who goes first at intersections, crosswalks, and turns. In many states, rules involving pedestrians are being enforced more strongly than before. Drivers may now be required to stop earlier at crosswalks, even if the pedestrian has not fully stepped into the road yet. Failing to do so can result in a warning or citation. Speed limits are another area where drivers are feeling the difference. In many places, speed limits themselves have not changed, but how speed is monitored has. Some states are using more speed cameras, monitoring automated enforcement systems. This is especially in zones and zones. Reduced speed areas. Driving just a few miles per hour over the limit in these zones can now result in a ticket. This surprises many drivers who were used to more flexibility in the past. Again, this is not about punishing drivers. It's about encouraging safer driving in areas where accidents are more likely. Another quiet change involves how driving records are updated and shared. DMVs are improving their record systems. Information such as address changes, accident reports, citations, license status is being updated faster than before. This means outdated information can cause problems more quickly. For example, if your address is not current, you may miss an important notice. If that notice is missed, your license status could be affected without you realizing it right away. This is why keeping your DMV records up to date is more important than it used to be. Many seniors have not updated their information in years because nothing seemed wrong. But with modern systems, accuracy matters more than ever. None of these changes mean you should stop driving. They simply mean that staying informed is more important now. Taking a few minutes to review DMV mail, update your records, and refresh your understanding of local rules can prevent a lot of stress later. Driving rules are not changing to make life harder. They are changing to keep roads safer and systems clearer. And knowing what to expect helps drivers stay confident behind the wheel. So what should drivers do now, especially older drivers who want to stay safe and avoid problems? The first step is simple. Always read mail from your DMV carefully. Many notices look routine, but they may include new instructions, deadlines, or changes to how something must be done. Never assume a letter is the same as last time. The second step is to make sure your information is up to date. Your address, name, and contact details should be correct with the DMV. If you move and don't update your address, important notices may never reach you. This is one of the most common reasons drivers run into problems without realizing it. The third step is to review your license's expiration date early. Do not wait till the last minute. Some renewals now take longer, especially if an in-person visit is required. Planning ahead can save you stress and extra trips. The fourth step is be aware of vision and health requirements. If you wear glasses, make sure your prescription is current. If a doctor has given you driving advice or restrictions, it's important to understand how that may relate to DMV rules. This is not about taking away independence. It's about making sure driving remains safe and comfortable. The fifth step is to refresh fresh understanding of traffic rules. Rules involving phones, crosswalks, speed zones, and right-of-way are enforced more closely than before. Taking a little extra care in these areas can prevent tickets and accidents. Many drivers find that slowing down just a bit and being more cautious makes driving feel less stressful. Another helpful step is to talk openly with family members. Sometimes a spouse, adult child, or trusted friend can help review DMV mail or go with you to an appointment. This does not mean giving up control. It simply means you staying informed and supported. Confidence behind the wheel comes from knowing what to expect. Driving rules change slowly, but they do change. Staying aware helps you adapt without fear or confusion. Most seniors continue driving safely for many years. These updates are not meant to stop that. They are meant to make sure everyone on the road understands the rules and follows them clearly. If something feels confusing or unclear, checking directly with your local DMV is always the best step. Each state is different, and official information is the most reliable. Taking a little time now can prevent bigger issues later. Driving is a part of independence, and understanding these rule changes helps protect that independence. Thank you for taking time to listen. Staying informed is one of the best ways to stay safe on the road.